Hilchos Pesach Part 2. In this video, there are going to be two mistakes, and there's also going to be a halacha, which I would like you to email me the reason for that halacha. So again, please look out for two mistakes and a reason for the halacha. The first halacha we are going to learn about is actually cleaning. One needs to actually clean his house for Pesach. You cannot just rely on just to sell it or to be mevatel chametz. You actually have to clean your house, and especially in those areas which are prone to have chametz, such as like the couch, or the kitchen, especially, or places where little children have access to go with their food. So really, one should actually clean their house before doing the bedika, etc. The tzedakah that is known for Pesach is called ma'ot chitim. Literally, ma'ot means money, chitim means for wheat, and of course, the wheat that we're talking about is money from matzah. As the one of the main mitzvahs of Pesach is to have matzah, and therefore we encourage and we help those that can't afford it, and we want to at least have a fund for matzah or other things as well. But mainly, it's called ma'ot chitim. Pesach is 7 days in Eretz Yisrael and 8 days everywhere else. Again, 7 days in Eretz Yisrael, 8 days in everywhere else. There's a number of different matzot. You have egg matzah, you have machine-made, you have handmade, you have shmur matzah. Shmur matzah comes from the shorish of shamar, which means to guard. So you have shomer matzah. We're not guarding that the matzah from being stolen or from bugs. We're actually guarding the matzah that from the moment it's cut from the field, from the moment it's harvested until it's actually baked, there no contact of water. There was no contact with water with the flour. In other words, when they harvested the grains, they put it in a barn. They made sure that the floor was dry. When they were shipping it, they made sure there was no contact with water. When they grinded the grain, etc., they grinded the wheat. So it was shamor. It was guarded from any water being in contact. Of course, when they baked it, there was water, but that was within 18 minutes. Matzah has another name. It's called lechem mishnah. And another reason why it's called lechem mishnah is because you always, just like with hamotzi, you also have to have two matzah, just like you have two breads. So that's another name for matzah. There are two ways which we actually talked about before for kashering. One is hagala, and one is called libun. Hagala means boiling a hot pot of water, so and dipping the utensil in the water. And another one is with actually taking libun, which comes to the word white, lavan, which make the surface white from the heat of a flame. There are certain things that require hagala, certain things which require libun. Another halacha, we have a couple more left, is that the entire month of Nisan, we do not say Tachnun, a commemoration to the setting up of the Mishkan, which was set up on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. The Shabbos before Rosh Chodesh Nisan, we read Parshat HaChodesh. There's also the Shabbos before Pesach is called Shabbat HaGadol. I don't know the reason why it's called Shabbat HaGadol, but please research that, why the Shabbat before Pesach is called Shabbat HaGadol. Kitniot. Kitniot are, in English, legumes. Legumes refer to beans, corn, various other things which Sephardic customs are. They eat legumes. Ashkenazim do not eat legumes. And finally, we come to our last one, which is called Gebrachs. Gebrachs, yes, you have to clear your throat when you say that. Gebrachs means to wet your matzah. In other words, when you have the matzah, we're talking about already matzah that's baked, putting in the soup, matzah balls, etc., making matzah brai, things like that, which will wet the matzah. There's a custom of people that do not wet the matzah because they're afraid. Perhaps some of the matzah did not cook fully in the oven, and it might come in contact and rise, etc. So again, the last thing was gebrachs. So that was the end of Halacha Pesach Part 2. Again, there are two mistakes, and please email me the reason of why Shabbat Hagadol is the Shabbat before Pesach. Have a great evening.